How you doing? It's Bryan, your friendly neighborhood reviewer, and today I am going to discuss Paul McCartney's 1986 kind of sort of comeback album, Press to Play. Really nice copy here. I think I only paid $10 for this. Actually, I remember buying this when it came out, and I always liked this album. But I'm going to show off the cover for you. Really cool cover. I love this cover. Taken from an old movie camera. Was it George Harrell? Yeah, George Harrell. That's what it is from the 30s. Really cool. Really nice photo of him and Linda. I really like that a lot. That's really cool. Of course, it's got the blurb sticker. It's one reason why I bought this, because I didn't have the blurb sticker with it. And I like the inside too. Really cool, because this is neat. It's got all the flow charts from the for the arrangements for each song. Love this. This is really cool. I really think this is neat. Really cool. And then, of course, the inner sleeve's got the lyrics, which come in handy for this one, because actually, this has actually got really good lyrics on it. I'm really surprised. So I'm gonna go off the bat here, and a lot of people are gonna be shocked when I say this, but I think this is one of Paul McCartney's best albums. I never understood why this album got such a drubbing. I love this album. I always have. Is it perfect? No, it's not. I give it about a 4 out of 5 stars, but I would definitely recommend it. This is Paul McCartney. Okay, we're going to go back a little bit. Okay, he'd released Tug of War, which is in the early 80s. Big album. Number 1 single, Ebony and Ivory. Top 10, top 5 single, Take It Away. Great number. Love that number. The Ringo Starr on the drums. Title track was a hit, too. Had a lot of good stuff on it. Stevie Wonder's on it. Carl Perkins is on it. Just a great killer album. Arguably considered Paul McCartney's best album, solo album. But, So, then he did a follow-up, Pipes of Peace, which, again, big hit. Title track was a hit. Say, Say, Say with Michael Jackson. Here, Stevie Wonder on the other album. This is Michael Jackson on this album. And So Bad, again, hit singles off of it. But a lot of that album was just really spare tracks left over from the Tug of War sessions. It's almost like Tug of War Part 2, in a way. So it was okay, but it was a big seller, so he was still popular. Then he did the movie, Give My Regards, Broad Street, which really just basically music videos strung together. So he did that, had a big ballad hit with No More Lonely Nights, but the rest of the tracks were just rewrites of Beatles songs and some throwaways that really weren't that good, and it really shot his commerciality down a little bit. So when this album came out, it was the first album of new material in 2 years that he had done, and again, he put a lot of effort in this. Hugh Padgham, who co-produces this album, has produced Sting and Genesis and Peter Gabriel, and he's produced a lot of people in the 80s. So he got a top-notch producer. He was co-collaborating with Eric Stewart of 10cc, and he co-produced a lot of things with him. Co-writes a lot of things with him on this album. He's very adventurous with this album. He got a new studio in Sussex, England. Okay, it's a windmill. It was converted into a studio and a high-tech studio. It was first used on the Spies Like Us single. That was the first thing that was released. Automatic top 10 hit, big single for him. So again, it was kind of good expectation writing this album. So when it got the critical drubbing that it did, and basically critics said, well, it sucks or whatever, blah blah blah. I said, okay. I got this album, and I loved everything on it. Well, almost everything. Talk Won't Talk is like, it's okay. But I loved everything on this album, especially on Side 2. I think Side 2 is probably the best side of music he has made for a long time. I'll go through the tracks real quick. Stranglehold. This is the first track, which some people like, some people don't like. I happen to like it. I love the slangy kind of groove. I love the instrumental attack on it. And I love the vocal hook. The vocal hook that I don't know if it's Eric Stewart whoever sings it, but at the end, I like No More About You and all that. And he does it. I can't sing with a darn, but that vocal hook of that's genius. I love that vocal hook. because it just comes out of nowhere. But the only problem with Stranglehold I have is that it has no solo. There's no sax solo. There's no guitar solo. There's a saxophone. You can hear it on here, of course. But there's no solo. That's always been the thing that's bothered me about the track. But everything else about the track I like. And one more thing I'm going to say, too, real quick. I always jump on Paul McCartney about having fluffy lyrics or lyrics that are just, This album has great lyrics. This album is a really good lyric album. If you listen to Good Times Coming, Footprints is a haunting number. Oh, my goodness. Only Love Remains Press, which is really cute with being sexy but cute. And then Pretty Little Head and Move Over Busker is a great use of words on that. However absurd. Oh, my gosh, however absurd. The lyrics on this are very poignant and very good. So he's experimental, which I always like. He's great lyrics, which I like. The production, which they use the production studio, which is the way it should be used, as another instrument. They use it to enhance these songs. I don't go by, it's just an Ace production, I hate it. That's such a dumb criticism. If that's the case, well then throw every 80s album away, because they're all garbage, because the production is terrible. That's nonsense. And especially on this album, where, like I said, he uses the production and the studio as another instrument to color every single track on here. Like on Footprints, where he does that keyboard sound, like do 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 do, that weird little keyboard, that bubbly sound on it. That's great. It enhances it. Same way with the Talk More Talk, that little helicopter roll at the end. That's probably the best thing about that track. And then Pretty Little Head, my gosh, the whole track on Pretty Little Head is an experimental piece that works beautifully. And the video, even though they kind of remixed the song a little bit, the video of it, with the girl running away from her fighting parents, and then Paul McCartney blowing her back to her parents, and they're made up, and it's a great song, a great video. And the press itself is great. But so lyrically and musically and production-wise, this is fantastic. I don't get it. I just don't get it. But anyway. So, Good Times Coming, Feel the Sun is as a medley, which Paul McCartney always does medleys very well, usually. So, it is a great piece. The lyrics are really good, talking about before the war, laughing at the good times coming when war is coming. So, it's kind of got a little dark side to it. But great track, great use of melodies, the weaving in and out, just great track. Talk More Talk is the next one. The reason why Talk More Talk bothers me is because the introductions, the talking voice and all that, it really gets annoying after a while. And he's like, I wish he left that off. And then, but that song's pretty good. It's not bad. It's probably one of the weaker moments, but oddly enough, a lot of people like it. So like, okay, fine. And then Footprints. Footprints is a haunting number. Again, the lyrics really well descriptive. The old man gathering wood, and talking about a lost love, and he's got this whole story in his head, looking at this old man in the snow. It's a great image, beautifully done, beautifully etched. I love this song. One of it, a really gorgeous ballad. It really gets, you feel that iciness and that chill, but then you also feel the warmth and stuff too. It's a really good contrast. And then Only Love Remains, the big ballad. Fantastic number. Gorgeous ballad. Really well done. The high note at the end. All that. It's just gorgeous. And the lyrics, again, a love song, but it's got really good depth into these lyrics. Kudos to him for that. And then side 2 opens with Press, which is a great little number. Great rocker. I think it went top 20. The video itself is fantastic. If you've seen the video with him on the subway train in London in the tube, and just hanging out and stuff, apparently unrehearsed, they just went and did it. Great idea. I love the video. I remember watching it all the time on MTV, and but the song is cute. It's kind of dirty cute, but it's cute in a way. It's like let's think of a word that we can say, and when we get the hots and we want to get away from everything, let's just say that word and we'll just go. And it's funny, there's a line in it that I never understood, though. I never understood the Oklahoma was never like this. I never understood that long until it just came to me. It's like, wait a minute. Like, now this is just a theory. I have no idea if this is true or not, but maybe someone can comment on it. But I always thought, okay, press is the word they choose for when they want to do something. So press begins with P. Well, of course, in all code language, sometimes it's alpha, beta, delta, Charlie, all that stuff. Well, before P was O. So the word I think they used for O was Oklahoma. So when he says Oklahoma was never like this, I think he means we've never been this hot before like this. So that's just a theory. I don't know. But it is kind of funny. It kind of explains that Oklahoma was never like this, because I thought, well, what is he talking about? Were they from Oklahoma? I don't get it. Because Paul McCartney, Liverpool, England. So that's the only thing to figure out, that O was their code word before P for press. So that's what I figured out. So go figure. But anyway, either way, great song, great rocker. I love the break, that press. This is a fantastic number. But anyway, and then Pretty Little Head, again, co-written with Eric Stewart of 10cc. Again, fantastic number. I love the number. I love the atmospherics on it. Here's Paul McCartney getting experimental, and I love it. I usually love when he gets experimental. He doesn't do it enough sometimes. But great number. Great video, too. Look at that video. And then Move Over Busker, again, co-written with Stewart. A great rocker, great lyrics, funny lyrics, fantastic. And that middle eight, just love that. Love that soaring middle eight there. But again, fantastic number. And then Angry, which I actually like the single B-side, I think it was, of Angry, which had the horns with it. Had a slightly different mix with the horns section. But this pared down with Pete Townsend, pared down version with Pete Townsend on a guitar and Phil Collins on drums. I love it. I never understood why people don't like this song. I'm sitting there thinking, this is a killer song. I thought, what the heck is wrong with it? I don't get it. But if this is their idea, people's idea of a weak song, I'm like, geez, okay. I can think of a lot more Paul McCartney songs worse than that. But I love Angry. I think it's fantastic. I love that. Again, the vocals he plays with, and the clap trap. I love that. It's just fascinating. He's taking a lot of chances, and I think it works really well. But and then, However Absurd, again, probably one of the best endings he's had on the solo album. Just a pounding Beatlesque kind of with the orchestra, just great orchestration. Ann Dudley did the orchestration on However Absurd. And the lyrics, and again, you read the lyrics, it's like, everything under the sun, but nothing's for keeps. Yeah, it's just, gosh, you look at those lyrics and you listen to that and you think, wow, that's one of his best songs, without a doubt. But I know I always thought the Custom Made Dinosaurs line was kind of silly, but if you think, Custom Made Dinosaurs, what are you talking about? Is he talking about himself? There's a lot of nuance in that song, but great song, fantastic song. Again, I don't understand the negative reviews this album gets. I don't get it. I love almost every song on here. So, surprising for me, I give it a 4 out of 5. I think it's one of his best albums. I'm sure a lot of people are going to disagree. A lot of people are going to say this and that. I don't get it. I'll never will get it. I still never got it in the 80s, and I never get it now. But anyway, check it out. Come to it with an open mind. Again, it's Paul McCartney. Come on. This guy can write melodies that are just amazing. But anyway, press to play. Great album. Check it out. All right, guys. Like, subscribe, hit the buttons. Check out my buddy David Darko's channel. We have a lot of good talks there, cultural, political nonsense, and with a lot of sense of humor. We have fun with that channel. But I'm having fun with this channel, and having fun, everybody watching. Hope you enjoyed. I enjoyed doing it. Hope you enjoy listening. Thanks a lot, guys. Take care of each other. Love each other. Be good to each other. Thanks a lot, y'all. Bye-bye.